Today's time, we have two types of men. And yes, men are under attack also. Let me just insert that into this little speech that I'm giving. But you have men who are raised with a loving, caring father in the home or in a positive role model. And then you have men who are raised by single moms without the positive role model in the home. And it seems like from a life's viewpoint, it's like we are technologically advancing, but morally, we're declining. Think about it. As far as the information age is concerned, we're making great strides. And the future looks bright. But from a moral standpoint, it's like we have all these dysfunctional families. So what happened? Where are we actually going with this? Where will society take us during this journey, or while we're here? When you see men or boys, let's just say, being raised by their moms, the single moms, sometimes you have to wonder, what is it that young man has gone through? Because, women, they have to get their nails done. They have to get sometimes they sit for hours getting their hair done. And when they have young boys, they have sons. In a lot of cases, they have no choice. They have to take those boys with them. So can you imagine a young man sitting at a beauty shop full of women while his mom gets her hair done, or in a nail shop where she gets the pedicure, manicure, and he's watching this the whole time? Do you think that has any type of effect on his mentality, on his psyche, on him growing up to become a man? Picture this. Picture a father taking his daughter to the barbershop. How many times have you seen that? You walk into a crowd of men, right? And how many of those men have you seen with their daughters, or bringing their daughters with them? I've never seen it, so I couldn't imagine that. But see, one of the downfalls, I should say, of the single mom with the son is she treats him like a baby, and sometimes she treats him like her man, because some of these young men, like I said, growing up, they've probably experienced their mom dating several men. So they've seen several men in and out of their mom's life. They've probably seen their mom, or seen men in and out of the mom's bedroom. And as the young man grows up, he may come in at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then there's some man coming out of the mom's bedroom, or some man in the kitchen fixing a sandwich or something to drink. So you have to wonder, what type of effect does that have on a young man? And can you imagine the young man growing up in that type of environment? What is his thoughts in how could he become a good husband? If that's all that he's ever seen from his mom. And some of these moms, let's face it, they'll allow the sons to sleep with them, sleep in their bed up into their teen years sometimes. I mean, imagine that. Imagine a man allowing his teen daughter to sleep with him. I mean, can you imagine? It's dysfunction. And that's what's happened to us here in America. And I can't speak for other cultures, but we've allowed that to happen. Now, let me also say that yes, a woman can raise a son. She can raise her son, but she cannot teach him how to become a man. No more than a father can teach his daughter how to become a woman. It's impossible. You can't do it. I mean, there's no argument about it. But I don't think that a lot of people think about these type of things. I mean, when you're raising a young man, you have to be stern with him. And that's not something that a lot of women have the capability of doing. Now, you find some that go overboard with these young men. They get very physical with them, and they'll talk about them. And a lot of times they'll say they just like your sorry daddy, or you're no good dad, and all these negatives that they're putting in the young man's head. So when he gets involved with another woman as he grows up, and he's dating, and he's thinking about marrying the young lady, I mean, what do you think his thoughts are? How do you think his thoughts have been shaped because of the abuse that he's taken growing up? And vice versa. When you see these young ladies who have grown up without a father figure, I mean, think about it. The first encounter that they'll have with a man is probably that knuckle-headed boyfriend. Now, he may have mistreated her. He may have abused her, slapped her around, talked about her, cheated on her. And then she grows up a little more, and then she has this negative view of men. So I believe, it's just my thought, but I believe that when you have an absent father or mother, but with so many divorces now, there's the mother, she gets a chance to keep the children. But when you have that absent father in the home, you handicap your children. And I don't think people really realize that. Now, I know that some men will say, you know what, I pay child support, I go and see my kids as much as I can. But, I mean, think about it. If you have, let's say, 3 children by 3 different mothers, and when Christmas comes around, I mean, do you try and see all 3 of the children? What if they're living in different cities or different states? Who do you choose to spend time with during Christmas or during a particular holiday? Or maybe you want to have something at your home and you want the children to be there. How do you maneuver that? I mean, paying child support is one thing, but spending time with the child or children is totally different. And I couldn't imagine how you could spend time with 3 or more, as people say, baby mothers, and they all come out being treated equally. Somebody is going to be omitted. Somebody is going to be shortchanged when it comes to the spending time with daddy. I mean, I just couldn't imagine how a person could juggle that. Just think about it. I mean, here you are, you've impregnated the woman or women, and for whatever reason, you break up. Now you leave it up to her to raise, let's say, the son. Raise your child. Raise your son. While you're out doing other things. Maybe you're making some other baby someplace else. But I don't think some people realize the effect, the long-term effect, that will have on not only your family, but society as a whole. Because somewhere, somebody is going to be shortchanged and somebody is going to be lacking in some area of development. So, hopefully, this may resonate with somebody, and somebody may understand what I'm saying, and they'll change their ways. Because what's the solution? In my viewpoint, the solution is for you men who, for whatever reason, you left your children for the mom to raise. It's never too late to go back and spend as much time as you possibly can with your children, especially your sons. You can't just walk away and say, well, as long as I'm paying child support. Or I know in some cases the woman, she tries to use the child as a tool to try to control you or try and get more money out of you, or some of the ridiculous thought in her head that she tries to do to hurt you. So I know those things happen. And that's the reason why you have to be very mindful of the people that you lay down with, the people that you impregnate. In my day, it was said that you never lay down with a woman you don't intend to marry. And if only we all thought that way in these times. So just, something to think about.